We start with breaking news now here on The Plus. A guy shows up at the hospital overnight claiming he had just been shot. Let's go straight to News Channel 5's Matthew Torres. He is live for us with the latest on the information. How's this guy doing? Do we have an update yet, Matthew?
Well, he is expected to make a full recovery, Steve, since his injury is believed to be non-life threatening. Now, Metro Dispatch telling me this morning that last night in Nashville, they received several calls of shots fired, but there was one near the BP gas station on Murfreesboro and Una-Antioch Pike around 10:15 last night. It was about half an hour later when a man claiming he had been shot close there shows up at Southern Hills after someone dropped him off. Police tell me he was shot in the buttock. They are obviously still investigating, but get this, the shooting may have happened when a man approached the victim asking for a cigarette. As far as what happened during that encounter, what they said, that is still unknown. That is still what's being suspected right now. It is pretty tricky since Metro Police tell me the victim is not cooperating with them. So far, that's really the only thing that they can get out of this guy, but who knows, they are pretty suspicious at this point if anything else did occur during this incident. Reporting live in South Nashville, I'm Matthew Torres, News Channel 5.
All right, Matthew, thank you very much. And more breaking news now out of Madison, where a family got a scary wake-up call when a driver comes plowing into their backyard right through a fence. News Channel 5's Alexandra Cohen is live for us off Gallatin Pike this morning. Alexandra, do police know what caused this crash at this point?
See, right now they believe this driver was under the influence of alcohol. It was a very busy morning for police here in Madison. They tell me they made an arrest right here at the KFC on Gallatin Pike after this guy's car apparently just started falling apart. Take a look at this video I shot earlier on my robo camera that's mounted on top of my breaking news vehicle. Police say a drunk driver ran into a fence and into a family's backyard on Neely's Bend at Randy Lane. The driver was able to back up and took a ride on Gallatin Pike. Police say his car started falling to pieces and he ran off the road. At that point, police were able to make an arrest. They tell me this is an active DUI investigation, so they will not be releasing this suspect's name at this time. Reporting live in Madison, Alexandra Cohen, News Channel 5.
All right, Alexandra, thank you. And new this morning, the man accused in a violent carjacking and robbery is behind bars now. Police say Ricardo Spencer carjacked a woman outside of a convenience store in West Nashville back in December, forcing her to drive to a nearby apartment complex where he robbed her and then beat her until she was almost unconscious. Officers finally caught up with this guy yesterday. He is now facing several charges, including kidnapping. Check this picture out. That's what 103 pounds of marijuana looks like. It was found during a traffic stop in Hopkinsville yesterday. The Kentucky New Era snapped the photo. We appreciate that. Police say they found $450,000 worth of marijuana when they pulled over the speeding car along I-24. Here's the driver, Shirley Humphrey. She was arrested. The 54-year-old is facing numerous charges, including trafficking of marijuana. Keep your eye out for this teenager. Metro Police say Cavante Kane is wanted for attempted murder and robbery. He's 19 years old. He's accused of shooting a man on Sylvan Street back in January, and he might be familiar. He was one of those teenagers running from the Woodland Hills Youth Development Center a couple of years ago when they had all the riots out there and it was always in the news. He was on the run for about a month before finally being captured. If you have any idea where he is now, call Crime Stoppers 615-74-CRIME. You could get some cash by helping the cops locate that guy. The alleged victim in yesterday's long police standoff that we had as breaking news is now facing charges. The victim facing charges. Officers arresting the girlfriend who was inside that home with Marcus Beasley for filing a false report. Investigators say Shakisha Robertson made the initial 911 call that brought the officers there, and then she denied doing it, and then she wouldn't help the police at all. Beasley has been charged with domestic violence. We're learning more now about the shootout that almost killed a Kentucky detective last week. Simpson County Detective Eddie Lawson was shot last Thursday as he was trying to arrest a guy on outstanding warrants. There's the guy who was trying to get, Ben Wyatt. He refused to be taken into custody. So Lawson tried to pepper spray him, and that's when Wyatt pulled out a gun and started shooting. Lawson quickly ducked behind a tree, luckily, but his gun jammed. He was eventually able to reload, and he shot Wyatt in the arm. But Wyatt fired back, hitting Deputy Lawson in the pelvis, and then another one, shattering his femur. When the sheriff, Jerry Hobson, found the officer, He says he wasn't sure that his friend of 20 years would even make it.
He was losing a lot of blood, and you've got great concern. We were in there doing some first aid. My chief deputy had pressure on the wound.
Really scary there. Lawson is still recovering at the hospital, as you see from the photo right there. Got a little bit of a smile on his face. He was only 6 months away from retirement. We hope he gets better soon. As for Wyatt, the suspect, he's behind bars facing attempted murder charges against a law enforcement official. We are hoping to get more information about a body pulled out of the Cumberland River. Yesterday, investigators said that a boat operator spotted the body near Riverfront Park. Right now, the name of the victim and how that person died still unknown. There are no obvious signs of trauma, though, so as soon as we get more information, we'll, of course, update the story for you. All right, campaign 2016, that's definitely in the news today. Voters in 5 states hitting the polls today to decide who should be that state's party presidential nominee. Most eyes will be on the winner-take-all contests down in Florida and Ohio. 99 delegates are up for grabs in Florida's GOP primary, 66 up for grabs in Ohio. Republican Donald Trump's expected to beat Marco Rubio in Florida, and of course, that's Rubio's home state. Fierce battle, though, going on with John Kasich up in Ohio. On the Democratic side, Hillary Clinton facing a challenge from Bernie Sanders in the Midwest states of Ohio, Missouri, and very rich, delegate-rich Illinois.